Well, dating after abuse is a battlefield nobody prepares you for. People say just trust your gut, but if your gut has been lied to, manipulated, worn down, and rebuilt by a narcissist who taught you how romance was supposed to be, really actually what romance is not supposed to be. Well, what if somebody helped you recognize those red flags? The truth is, the first date with a narcissist can feel like a movie. They can be very charming, intense, and give you lots of attention. The way they make you feel chosen, it's very fast. Survivors know that people who seem too good to be true usually are. Tonight, we're going uncensored into spotting narcissistic traits on your very first date. We're talking about the subtle signs and patterns of like love bombing and mirroring, um, future faking, the intensity of it all that makes you feel like it could actually be like passion, but actually, maybe it looks a little more like possession. And we're doing it with some extraordinary guest tonight. So, someone who has spent 3 years studying exactly how narcissists present themselves, especially on the first date. And so, survivors can protect themselves before they ever get pulled into that kind of a cycle. So, buckle up. This isn't just a dating conversation, it is a survival conversation. Welcome to Through the Eyes of Survivors.
Important notice: the following content may be triggering. Viewer discretion is advised. All discussions are based on personal opinions and experiences. If you or someone you know needs help, please reach out to a local support organization. Important notice:
Well, welcome to Through the Eyes of Survivors. Before we get into it, I need to plug our affiliates real quick. I want to take a moment to talk to you about Opus Clips. We're thrilled to partner with them. It's an AI-driven platform helping us turn powerful podcast moments like you will see today into short, impactful clips. From survivor stories to hard truths, Opus Clips helps us amplify those voices and spread awareness across every platform. So if you would like to have some scroll stopping reels and shorts, try Opus Clips and use our affiliate link for a special promotion. Also, Self Defense Keychain Store. We're proud to partner with them. This is a woman and minority owned business that is committed to empowering individuals with practical, discreet, and stylish self defense tools. And by shopping through our affiliate link, you're not only investing in your personal safety, but also supporting our mission for survivors. So use our code Break the Silence for your 10% off today. And lastly, Truth Finder. Truth Finder, it can really empower you in your journey into safety and healing. It's a simple tool that helps you uncover public records and background information about people you may encounter in your life, whether you're reconnecting with someone from your past or wanting to check that new special someone out. Just ensure the people around you are trustworthy. Truth Finder provides you with the information you need to make informed decisions. So that's why we're excited about sharing them. So this tool will help you take control of your own security and peace of mind. Try it out and support our podcast. You can visit the link in the descriptions. And thank you for supporting our mission here at Break the Silence. So we are definitely have a unique guest for us here. We are talking to Aline Byatt. She is the writer of Detecting Narcissistic Traits on the First Date. And she has this book is going to be really empowering. We'll be sure to give you a description on how to get that. And so we welcome her to Through the Eyes of Survivors. We've been excited, Aline, for a while now since I met you to get on this topic here on our podcast. So definitely this is a podcast worth watching. So thank you for being here.
Absolutely, Tara. It's absolutely my pleasure. As soon as I found out that you're on a mission to share valuable information with the entire world, not just women, but awareness to every member of this society and even maybe other countries, this was just felt very naturally that this is my mission to be part of it. So thank you so much for inviting me here. And the honor is absolutely mine.
Oh, well, thank you. You're definitely going to feel seen tonight, survivors. So feel free to chat with us in the comments and any questions. We'll try to get to those throughout the podcast tonight. So, but I want to start with my first question for you, Elaine. What inspired you to dedicate 3 years to studying these patterns, and why is it important to help spot those narcissistic traits early?
Yes, absolutely. So this is a great question because I saw and observed many, many, many beautiful, wise, intelligent women that right after entering a wrong relationship, right after putting up with the person that they had to walk away from, the first day, the first 5 minutes, when I saw them that they're dimming their light and directing their creative energy from making something beautiful in this world, directing that energy to satisfying the person that never satisfies, to untangling some confusion that their partner caused. Had it enough. I mean, I'm talking about my sisters, my cousins, my best friends that I observed, and of course, including myself a few years back. This was me. I had this incredible artistic talent, and later on, I found myself that I'm wasting all my time, my energy, my money, and my God given talent to just answer some, confusing question. Does he even like me? Am I even in a right relationship with the right person? And that, of course, I conducted that study from the psychological angles, from the spiritual angles, from the somatic cues that anybody can pick up on a first date. And I realized, yes, this information is helping me, obviously. But
Mhm.
after a while, it became bigger than myself. It
Right.
turned into a mission that I cannot keep this information to myself anymore. I have to help others through however I can. And of course, I started with my sister that was struggling, the people closer to me because I'm a bilingual. I also speak Persian or Farsi, and I was able to help so many people, and they would get results right away. And they would call me back and tell me that you were right. I picked up on that cues. I trusted this. I'm not going to spoil the entire thing, but we will get there. We'll talk about it. So that's why I try to put this in a very wonderful and practical toolbox or a course that will give you unmistakable guides that you will not miss any red flags ever again.
Wonderful. So you said it was personal, like those around you. So what were you recognizing that was happening with those around you, your loved ones that, and even you said with yourself, that
Absolutely.
made this so important a mission for you?
Absolutely. Because I realized that, well, everybody has some limited amount of energy. I'm going to give you an example. A best friend of mine, Layla, that she was a first class lawyer. She studied for years and years to be the top of her class. And she graduated as a lawyer and she was very sought after. When she started gradually dating a person that was obviously a narcissist, she spent unfortunately a couple years in that relationship. I slowly, because we were calling and talking to each other on a regular basis, I realized that she has lost that edge.
Mhm.
She's not showing up to the court. She's not taking new clients. She's just so overwhelmed by solving a mystery
Right.
as if it was possessed by some sort of a charm or something that was feeding off of her energy. She wasn't the same. And myself, too, I came dangerously close to a red line that I don't know how openly can we talk about
Oh,
uh,
yes.
suicidal thoughts in
Mm.
this platform because these are the reality of what women are dealing with. We are naturally givers, we are naturally nurturers. We are here to take care. And that's why when we show up with open heart on a date that we are, because we are so excited, we are so loving, we miss some red flags that will come back to us and backfires. And I found myself so many times, Tara, and all the lovely audience that are listening to my voice, that I completely lost all my reasons to live. This is a dangerous place to be.
Oh, yes.
And that was the moment that it hit me that this is not right. I am not here to struggle and to beg for the confirmation from another human being? No, I don't think so. So that shook me to take an action about this. Yeah,
No, absolutely, I agree. We see that time and time again with, many survivors who saw it in ourselves, but we also see it within our friends and, coworkers and stuff. Everyone deals with this because unfortunately, we see it even, you have a narcissistic boss or other family members, but even though we're specifically talking about the traits within dating, but you're not going to avoid somebody who has that narcissistic pattern or tendency. So all of us experience that at some point.
of course.
Yeah. Um, so tell us, like, why is it important? Like, what are some of the things that we can spot? Some of those narcissistic traits that we can spot early.
Absolutely. Tara, I want to point out something really, really important before I answer the question.
Okay.
Is that we show up on a date,
Hmm.
we enter somebody else's energy field before we are fully centered in our own energy.
Right.
So, therefore, we are leaving the doors wide open for anybody to come in and influence us. One important factor that is also mentioned in the course, that is, you have to, it's non-negotiable. You have to come to your center before you encounter anybody else, especially a romantic interest.
Mhm.
Why? I'm sure we all can relate to this. When it's a date night, when there's just a few hours before you show up on a date, you pick up your outfit, you just make sure everything goes perfectly. You are excited. You have butterflies in your stomach. You are so elevated. Your nervous systems are exaggerated, right? If
Yes.
you enter that date with this kind of elevated nervous system, you are setting yourself up to fail, period. There is no way around it. Why? Because there is one important element. Your body naturally knows what is going to happen
Right.
way before your analytical mind can catch us, way before your analytical mind wants to bring in evidences and to calculate and come up with the result. Your body always knows what's going to happen. And if you show up on a date with with extreme level of emotions and excitement, you will shutting off your natural body's wisdom that is trying to communicate with you either the sense of danger,
Mhm.
either the sense of exhaustion. So what we do, let me paint a picture that what
Yeah.
a typical uneducated woman, which was me a few years back. It's not a label. What I would do, I would get excited. I would play a music. I would dance a little bit. I would put my makeup on. I would put my best outfit on. I would get super excited. But there was one thing, I was getting exhausted. I had this anxiety feeling bubbling up in my stomach.
Mhm.
My heart would start beating really, really fast. And what I do, instead of listening, I would say, oh my gosh, this is actually excitement.
Yeah.
These are the signs of excitement. But the truth was, exactly few months later down that relationship, the situation and circumstances would happen to match exact the same exhaustion, to match that anxiety. And because I had to sit down and document everything, I found the pattern. That why before every date with a narcissist, my entire body is trying to warn me as if I am entering a burning building that
Mhm.
I have to run. Don't even consider getting close to it. And later on, it would be proven to me that I was right. So, one of the important and very powerful tools that this course offers is actually a pre date module, which includes a 20-minute dating, fully coming back to your center, completely calming those elevated sensations so you can be open and aware and use your discernment before encountering someone. And guess what happens? After you do that 20-minute meditation, which is guided by my own voice, you will feel so calm. You will feel like that you have almost an unfair advantage because your vision will be expanded.
Mhm.
Now, your job, your mission is to trust your body. And there is a part of this, the journaling section, that you need to write down everything that comes to your mind about that person that your body is trying to communicate with you. For instance, I'm going on a date with someone named Josh, for example. By the end of today, I do the 20-minute meditation. I completely calm my elevated nervous system. This is critical step. I write down everything that my body is trying to communicate with me. If it feels safe, if it feels like that I am revisiting a person that I know for a long time, I feel safe. It feels like that I'm going to my grandma's house. It feels familiar. It feels kind. and safe, yeah, I'll show up to that date. And sure enough, the person is a safe person.
Mhm.
But if you feel that, oh my God, it feels like that I just had like quadruple shot of espresso, I can't relax.
Yeah.
There is something feels off. This is your body's wisdom trying to tell you something, or at least consider consider a chance, high chance of the person that you're meeting is a narcissist.
Mhm. Well, and don't we all the time, men and women alike, I believe, when we go out on a date, we're more concerned about how that person's going to feel about us than focusing on how this person is presenting themselves. We're too busy trying to make it so we want them to like us. We want us to present well. And instead of being confident in that and focusing on, is this person really bringing to the table what would fulfill my needs?
Hmm.
And I think that's a huge realm that when we tend to negate that in the dating world, that's where like a narcissist can, really slide in there because they're picking up on that need that you feel of to be liked, to be, told that you're beautiful, to be told that you are something, because your expectation is that's what you're hoping for at that moment instead of really focusing on, um, that I am confident in all of those things. This person needs to be able to, I need to see that he is bringing or she is bringing to the table all the things I'm really looking for. Besides this, this is an afterthought, right? Whether they like
Absolutely.
me or not is to whether or not they have the same values, they have, you know, um, goals in life and things
Absolutely.
like that. So yeah, it opens a door, correct?
Absolutely, it does. Actually, it's a great point to bring up right now because, again, as I mentioned in my book and in the course, is that what intention drives a woman to show up on a date?
Right.
Is that desperation? Is it running away from loneliness? Is it securing a relationship at all costs? So that's what happens when a woman doesn't understand minute, a second of missing a red flag can cost her years of trauma. And I'm not kidding. I mean, trauma and heartbreak is the lightest, is the smallest price that you pay.
Mhm,
Women take their lives based on the abuse and because they were erased off of their self image by
mhm,
a narcissist because they all have that power. So, what I want you to consider, and whoever is hearing my voice, is that your goal and your objective from a first date is not to secure a relationship, is not to get someone to mirror you, to find affinity with. Because guess what? A narcissist is master at playing with words, is
yes,
master at mirroring you, master at creating a false intimacy that they make it sound like it's almost destined
mhm,
to meet each other. But there is a phase before you slip into the trap of infatuation or obsession. That is the critical moment that you keep repeating to yourself that I am not here to secure a relationship. I am here to observe. This is your number one objective.
mhm,
Based on the information that you gathered, based on the meditation that you've done, came back to your alignment, claimed your sovereignty, that you turn into a rule of a person that I'm not going to react, I'm going to respond. My job is to sit down as an unbiased person, as if you're interviewing someone for a job. How
mhm.
come you do? How come you make months of research before purchasing a car? You go
Right.
on a test drive. You read so many reviews and make sure that this car is safe to drive. But when it comes to your heart, your in divine energy, when it comes to your years of trauma, you cannot be reckless. You cannot ignore what matters. And the good news here is, Tara, and everybody who's listening, every time that you say no to the wrong person, the right person will get one step closer to your experience.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how it works. And yes, so your main objective is not to secure a relationship at any cost. You are there to observe, to match it and compare it with your own boundaries without questioning your safety, your worth, your sovereignty. And if the person matches all your standards, and they better be high, and that's the time where you allow them to ask you on a second date.
Yes. Yes, I agree. So what are, like, back to that, what are some of the red flags? Say I'm on a date.
Mhm.
And what are some of the things that they maybe like some telltale signs that are just natural ones that you may be on a date with a narcissist?
Absolutely. There are so many different examples. There are 15 traits that I have mentioned in my book. I'm not going to say
Right.
all of them. And if someone shows only 3 of the 15, not all the 15, is absolutely labeled as a narcissist. So you better be very, very, don't even think about being generous about when you saw a red flag, do not brush it off. And here are some of the common things that you've either experienced before or you will.
Mhm.
They compliment you in a way that feels overwhelming, that they're trying to claim you quickly. Like, oh my God, I just met the love of my life. I was like, what are you talking about?
Ooh,
We've only seen each
hey,
other
on Thursday,
for
that's
5 minutes. What
yeah.
are you talking about? Oh, oh my God, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. It's like, yeah, I don't think so, because this is obviously you're trying to claim too quickly.
Mhm.
Another thing that is very common is that they mirror your values instantly, almost too perfectly. Like, oh yeah, I really like my trip to Grand Canyon. Oh my God, me too. Grand Canyon is my favorite place. I really like cheeseburger. My gosh, I thought you'll never say that. This is my favorite food too.
Mhm.
Where do you want to go? I like to go on, like, watch a movie and relax. Oh my God, this is my perfect definition of a night. They mirror you shamelessly. I
Mhm.
mean, copy you. And these are something that, honestly, sometimes they're not all that subtle. It just takes one quick, research to catch these. Another thing, it kind of feels like that they make the date feel like you're in a movie scene. And it kind of, there is one thing about narcissistic people, that they think that they are acting all the time, that there are cameras focused on them. They
Yes.
are on the stage, and their behavior does not feel sincere. It
Mm.
feels rehearsed. It
Right.
feels like that they have done it so many times and there is no emotions behind their words, because they're master at playing with words. But when it comes to consistency and the emotion that they emote behind every word they say, you feel there is empty. You feel the emptiness in their words.
Mhm.
And they push emotional intimacy fast,
Yes.
but they would avoid accountability.
Mhm.
So what they say is that, okay, do you want to come over to my place after this? It's like, buddy, I've just learned your name today. I'm not going to. Oh, I'm going to plan a trip tomorrow or this weekend. You should come with me.
Mm.
This can sound pretty charming.
Mhm.
This can sound like someone, a masculine figure that plans things ahead and takes uh, the initiative. But these are actually red flags. And I looked at my past and I'm like, oh my God, even if I had a paragraph of this book, I could have saved years of trauma for myself.
Yes.
And they would flatter you like nobody else. Like they will tell you exactly what you need to hear. Because again, we are not demonizing them. We are not trying to, hate them, but we are trying to understand what can cost us so much down the line. So the better information that we have about their characteristics, the better we can protect ourselves. And
Yes.
yeah. So, and there are more, of course, but I kind of wanted to narrow it down to this few
Yes. Few
important things.
examples. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Important because it makes a difference. It absolutely. I mean, I hate to say it, but my ex, he swept me off my feet in a way of like before I knew it, in 1 month we're engaged, and I was like, what happened? And then the real him later on comes out, and I'm like going, but I saw all those signs because I was like, within 1 month we were engaged, but after 6 weeks I was ready to break up. And
Yeah.
I didn't trust myself.
Yeah. And
I
you constantly look for the same, that sweet phase, right? You constantly look for that. What happened to that sweet, warm man? And guess what? That sweetness was a mask. It was never real for you to find. So you will never find the same person ever again because that was a trap to lure you in. Now that you're in, good
Mhm.
luck. And they feed off of your chasing, they
Yeah.
feed off of your desperation and wanting to make things right. And yeah, Tara, you're not alone, trust me.
Oh, no, and I totally, like, I'm very transparent about that because, see, I was very young, and, I mean, I
Yeah,
was 19, and I had abandonment issues, and he picked up on that so quick and
yeah,
used it, and so, um, it's definitely, like, good to be able to have some structure to especially I believe for younger people to understand, hey, what to look for and to trust. Uh, Sometimes you can trust your gut, and other times you have to like really narrow yourself down and go, maybe this is, I'm feeling this, and I don't think I should trust that yet. Let the proof be in the pudding kind of thing. And that's hard to do, especially when you're young. Uh,
yes,
so, ab
100%. 100%.
well, we're at our mid break, so we're gonna take a break here for just a moment, to, let you guys watch a video on Holidays of Hope. Holidays of Hope is coming up every Christmas. The holidays can be so painful for children who've lost their parents to domestic violence. I know personally, the pain of losing a child. So I can't imagine children who are having to lose the structure and love of a parent who should always be there for you. So this is why Holidays of Hope exist. We want these children to have wonderful holidays and feel supported when emotionally that these children they've lost everything, their whole worlds. So if you would like to sponsor a child or donate, the link will be in the description, and we'll be right back after this message about Holidays of Hope.
This Christmas, some children are facing their first holiday without a parent. Lost to domestic violence, these little ones are learning what it means when a chair stays empty, when stockings hang unfilled, when the magic of Christmas feels impossibly far away. But you can change that. Through BTS ADV's Holidays of Hope program, your donation becomes more than a gift. It becomes proof that they are still loved, still remembered, still worthy of joy. A teddy bear reminds them of comfort. Art supplies spark creativity that trauma tried to steal. A simple toy whispers what they need to hear most: you matter. These children have lost so much, but they don't have to lose Christmas too. Donate today. Sponsor a child's holiday. Give them the gift of knowing that even in their darkest moment, a community of caring hearts surrounds them. Visit breakthesilencedv.org, because every child deserves to believe in hope again.
All right, we're back. Thank you. And we hope you will help support definitely these children through the holidays. And we're so grateful that you will take the time to look at that even. So let's talk some more about some of the healing and psychology of, how we can empower ourselves around this topic with dating, because it can be very traumatic out there to get back into the dating life and then to have to experience this as well, right, Aline?
Absolutely, 100%, Amanda. Um, I when I was desperate to find the help, of course, my first approach was to go see the quickest therapist that I could find. And I'm not downing any therapy. Sometimes they can create miracles, and God bless them for that. However, there was a missing link here. Their approach would either be completely through science and psychology, filling my head with books, read this, read that, with facts, statistics. And I was like filled with so much information. But when it came to practically put them to use, I would fail like in the first few minutes.
Yes.
Like, where did all that go? I read so many books about them. And I was making the same mistake. And then I tried to take another approach. Of course, that was not also the final answer. I was like, okay, let me be spiritual this time. Let me pray a little harder. Let me meditate every day. Let me get in alignment with myself. And guess what? As soon as I would show up on a date, I was a kind, forgiving, loving person, ready to allow someone else into my life. And I would fail even faster than the first time.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I tried both. However, that was the spark for me that I should come up with a combination of both, that not only we will give you an armor of the information, and I'm not flooding you with information. This is a short book. It's an easy read book. That I'm going to give you the armor to know who are you dealing with at first. Second, the second tool that I'm providing is the guided meditation that will reset all the elevated nervous system so you can trust yourself again. You can't be hiding in your room waiting until you heal completely before you give love another chance, right?
Right.
And so many of the tools out there, they are scaring you. At some point, I was too scared to go grocery shopping. Seriously, I was too scared to go get gas or just talk to men in general. And this was not helpful at all. And this is not what the system is offering you. Another very practical thing is that you have to sit down with your own thoughts.
Mhm.
You need to be clear with yourself first before you enter anybody else's world or energy, because they bring their own traumas, they bring their own confusion, and mixed with your own, good luck. I mean, you're setting yourself up already to fail. However, there are practical tools. I ask so many times over and over and over, are you justifying the red flags? Just like a sister. And this course is not, the tone is not like, oh, I am a person who knows everything and you should listen to me. Not at all. And from the very beginning, I say, hey, just consider me as your best friend, as your sister, as someone who has a lot of experience. trust me. So let me ask you some questions and I want you to answer it to yourself. Are you genuinely feeling safe with this person?
Right.
If the answer is no, but I'm gonna go on a date anyways, it means that you are agreeing to years of trauma.
Mhm.
And of course, as like someone as a sister, I have some statistics that have to these statistics that is they have to scare you to a point where you know that one little showing of, out of kindness, oh yeah, I'll brush it off, he'll get better. He never will.
Right. What
And
is one
you,
or more a couple of those statistics for the listeners out there on that?
yeah, absolutely. So the statistics shows that 62% of the suicides that happens for women, they are involved controlling and toxic romantic relationships.
Mhm.
It's not about the women wanting to stop living. It's not about the weakness. It's when a woman reaches to a point where she doesn't even remember herself.
Right.
She's completely, erased off of her own self image. And she doesn't even understand, when did this happen? This is a very slippery situation where even Tara, even very clever women, very smart women fall into. And that is called trauma bonding.
Yes.
The trauma bond speaks to your wounds, to your unhealed trauma that you are carrying from your past. And a narcissist will feed off of that. Why? Even when women completely know that they are dealing with a narcissist, but they still say yes. Why? Because the pattern feels familiar to them. That's the sad part. Because they grew up learning that they have to earn love through tears, through hard work, through intensity and anxiety. And probably they never experienced what unconditional love even feels like. That's the moment where they mistake intensity with interest. Like
Yeah.
if I feel intense, it means that, oh, the situation is so interesting. He's interested in me, or I'm interested in them, right?
Mhm.
And when flattery feels, oh my God, I never heard anybody say this to me.
Mhm.
And it just feeds that trauma bond that, oh my God, this is what I should chase from now on. It's kind of like creating an addiction, right? So, what narcissist does is that it creates an addiction dynamic, feeds you something very intense, then they withdraw.
Mhm.
It's called breadcrumbing. They withdraw and they will have you chase. If you haven't done the work, you will chase. And this is what I want to prevent however I can. When you chase, if somebody asks you, hey, what are you chasing? The women don't chase for a relationship anymore. They don't chase for genuine love anymore. They chase for the intensity and the high that they got at
Okay.
the first place.
Mhm.
And when they chase moves and they give you even less and less and less breadcrumb every time. Because literally, when I was writing this book, I had to go back and contact some of my exes. Difficult decision, but I did that. One of them said something. I asked him, why did you put me through so much pain? I mean, I'm so grateful that he was open to communicate with me. He said, it made me feel like God,
Oh,
that someone is willing to pay the full price to only keep me around. So I wasn't even looking for a relationship or love. I was looking for the high.
Right.
And this is the dynamic that they create. If you're not aware enough, you will fall for it. And
Yes.
that's what it strips you away from your discernment, your defense system. They feed you all of the intensity, just like a drug addict. Just
Mhm.
like there's literally no difference between the two. And they entangle the intensity and the dopamine and the cortisol, that they completely entangle in your energy field. You don't even know what you're looking for. All you need is that high.
Right.
And slowly you will realize that you have nothing else left in you.
Mhm.
All of your energy is wasted to chase that high. That's the moment that is absolutely dangerous place to be as
Mhm.
a woman. And we tend to get there, unfortunately. And this tool will prevent that from happening. So many tools out there, they will try to heal you
Mhm.
without giving you the armor to prevent it for the next time.
Right.
You
Yes.
have to stop the cycle before it's too late. So, this is what I'm honored to offer, really out of my heart, because I had nights of putting myself to sleep with tears on my face, really, with pain, physical, emotional. These things are real.
Mhm.
And I don't want anybody to go through this. Anybody.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
And I know I'm talking in generalities because if they got your book and did the work and the course, they get more information on this. But just to give them little tidbits, kind of like, what's one question a survivor can ask on the first date that kind of reveals that narcissist almost instantly?
that's a great question. There are some probing questions that will reveal their mask instantly, given that you have the awareness enough to catch that.
Mhm.
So there is a preparation before we get to the question part, right? One of the questions is here. Tell me a little bit about your last breakup. What happened?
Oh,
Genuinely show interest, right?
yeah.
And you're not going to sit them, to interview them or anything. You don't want to fire quiz. You have to make it sound normal and natural. Tell me what happened in your past relationships. 90% of the time, they blame the other person, the other woman. Oh, she was crazy. Oh, she was too much. She was too dramatic. And I put up with her way too long, way too much more than I should have. Oh, interesting. Okay. And Tara, this was actually really interesting because I did that in one of my latest dating. The guy sitting in front of me, he said, I don't know why women leave me after 2 months. They ghost me. I was like, interesting. Thanks for giving me that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Two
that's
months
huge,
later.
huge, right?
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Yes,
3 weeks later, I was the woman who left.
right.
And I saw why. Because how toxic he was. And again, we all have to. So, what a healthy person would say?
Mhm.
A healthy person would say, we kind of agreed on, at least make it sound like that it was a mutual breakup. It was something like, yeah, we gave it a shot, but it didn't work out. Instead of only blaming the other person.
Mhm.
Or, for instance, how do you act when you feel like heartbroken? What
Mhm.
do you do? This is a friendly question.
Mhm.
They'll either say, heartbroken? I never get heartbroken. What are you talking about? Or
Oh,
when they try to make themselves look a lot bigger than what they are. There is a pattern to look for, and there are a list of questions mentioned in the book.
Mhm.
There is a pattern. If they are trying to protect their ego, if they are coming defensive, this is a big number one sign that you're absolutely dealing with a narcissist. Because a healthy person, they don't need to protect anything. They don't need to prove anything.
Right.
They'll just tell you as they are, whether you like them or not. It doesn't matter. You're not stepping on their egos because they don't have any. It's simple. And Tara, I think this is a great point to bring up something. Sometimes there is this, some women fall for bad boys
Mm.
type,
Yeah, we've heard about that. Yeah.
those intense, bad boys that they are so brave and they love danger. This was me in the past. I mean, if a healthy person would approach me with a healthy mind, with a good intention, I would find them boring.
Mhm.
That's how deep I was in the trauma bond
Mhm.
that I wouldn't resonate with them. What do you mean you can slowly build up to a love? What are you talking about? I want everything right now.
Mhm.
What do you mean we should take our time to get to know each other better?
Right.
Why are you asking about my friends, about my past? And I was the person who was seeking that intensity
Mm.
and ignoring the people who are offering me healthy love, healthy relationship. And these are the questions, again, there's a list of the questions that has the chart of comparison that what a healthy person would say, what a narcissist person would say, and what to look for in answers. Not just the words, but first the way they say it and what is the theme of their responses.
Right.
Again, are they protecting themselves from any harm? Or are they just, brushing off any blame that they were never wrong in anything? This
Mhm.
is something that they cannot hide. And as soon as you bring up your boundaries, they lose it
Oh, yeah.
because of because they don't have consistency.
Mhm.
They lose it. It's like, what do you mean you're being paranoia?
Mhm.
God knows how many times I've heard that from my narcissistic exes. What do you mean I have to text you every other day? Because they would disappear for a few weeks and I had to chase them, understand what happened. The last time we dated, everything went so well. What happened? And they would tell me, "Oh, you're being paranoia. What are you talking about? You're being crazy."
Mhm.
And as soon as you bring up your boundary that, hey, first thing first, I demand consistency. You can't just say something right now and forget about it and have me to chase it. You need to communicate. And they will be very defensive. They hate that.
Right.
And
No, absolutely.
yeah, these are the things to watch for sure.
Wonderful. Yeah. So I know we're getting close to the end of our time. I'd like to ask one more question for the viewers. Like, what is the one thing you want everyone listening um, to trust about themselves, especially in dating?
Yes. When it comes to trusting yourself, you cannot trust the elevated, irrational feelings that are on the surface level. This is something that is could be very confusing for so many people because we hear that, oh, trust your guts, trust your feelings. But what level of that? We nobody talks about this, that there are few levels of your body's natural wisdom, your natural compass that is directing you to the right path. There is one surface level, irrational, elevated emotions that you're excited to just show up on a date, ignore everything, right? That's what you cannot trust. That's why I designed that meditation to calm that surface level noise, lower that noise, So your natural body wisdom can talk. Why? Because if you're listening to that noise sounds like excitement, happiness, something great is about to happen. But what actually is, when you lower that volume, the real and the truth behind it is that you are entering an absolutely dangerous trap that is going to cost you years and years of trauma to get yourself back together. So you need to lower that volume, irrational, elevated nervous system in order to hear and tap into your body's wisdom. And that's why that bonus chapter is critical for you to keep this score, to calm down, even if it takes hours, even if you have to reschedule the date, you have to be calm to show up on a date. That's the only way you can trust your intuition and your body's wisdom, not those irrational feelings, not at all. So
Right.
that's the most important thing to remember. Yeah,
Yeah, I learned to listen to that because I think a lot of times we walk away and go with certain things, we'll rationalize it or justify, well, this was the first date and everybody gets so nervous and I know I didn't present myself exactly the best way that I wanted to. So maybe these little things are, that you're picking up on, you try to rationalize them out.
yeah,
So you definitely
exactly.
have to learn how to respect that. And you can only do that, like you were saying, when you can slow everything down and listen to yourself and respect what you're hearing from your inside.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Tara, I just want to take a moment to give a little good news, if I may.
Yes.
So, whoever purchases decides to end this painful cycle because it's going to happen over and over and over. I have women on their 50s that are still dealing with narcissists,
Oh, yeah.
still haven't caught the lesson. If you decide to end this cycle once and for all, because this course is powerful, if you decide to purchase this, you are going to have 1 hour free one-on-one with me, because sometimes you are on a different stages of dating. Sometimes you're way too deep into it. Sometimes you are considering. Sometimes there are multiple love interests that you don't know which one to pick. You're going to have 1 hour one-on-one free, absolutely free, with me to allow me to customize something for you for your own need. Although this course will provide all the powerful tools you need to prevent that cycle from happening, but this is something that is only until the end of the year. And after that, all the prices are going to go up because this is the first time that we are going public. So I just wanted to add that to something that I'd be honored to offer.
Oh,
Yes,
awesome. That's wonderful. So, as we're wrapping up, just again, tell everybody your book, your course, how they can find you. We'll have the links in here as well for everybody.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So the final link is going to be publicly released after Thanksgiving on Friday. So if you have access to your audiences, I'd be more than happy to not only share the link, but also an opportunity for women to share that link and create an affiliate residual income for themselves.
Mhm.
Not only be the voice of helping a lot of people, but also finding a little path of financial independence, because financial dependency is another major reason that women put up with a lot of things that they shouldn't.
Right.
So, this is going to be an absolute gift for a lot of people to enjoy the material and enjoy the opportunity of earning residual income based on this course. Yes,
Yes, absolutely. Wonderful. Well, we thank you for being here with us, Aline, today. We're just going to go through real quick some reminders for everybody um, here with Break the Silence. So, we are in need of volunteers. If you would love to volunteer with us, please, there'll be a link below. We need some different people. We need support line people that can help provide resources and a listening ear over on our support line. We also need people here in social media engagement to help us man all our social media platforms, engage in comments and everything like that. We also definitely can use some more people in our graphic content team, especially in the video creation area. So if any of those kinds of things are something that you would love to help engage with here and break the silence, please fill out an application and join our team. Also, we want to be sure to, let me be sure, Giving Tuesday is this next upcoming Tuesday, December 2nd. We will be live from 2 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time with special guests and Q&As and Survivor to Survivor segments. We're going to have some different things that y'all can come in and participate at your leisure during that time. It's all to help raise funds on the annual Giving Tuesday. We do have somebody who's helping to match some of those funds. So please consider, definitely making a donation during that time. And even if you can't donate, come over and talk with us over there. We're going to be having one of our board members, Lauren Hill, will be over there. Miss Amanda will be there. We're going to be talking about, in one of the segments, the power of forgiveness for survivors and what that looks like. So definitely check that out then. Of course, we have our Survivor to Survivor segment every Friday. If you have any questions that you want answered by a fellow survivor, email us at podcast@breakthesilencedv.org. We answer real questions from real survivors over there. And check out our TikTok, of course, at BTSAD7. And catch our episodes of the Narc Diaries over there, where we talk about all the things your narcissist said to you. It's pretty enlightening over there, what we all have in common as far as what our narcissist said to us in relationships. So let me think. I'm being sure I caught everything here on our list. So yes, so just save a seat and come join us here every Wednesday on Through the Eyes of Survivors, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of Through the Eyes of Survivors. We wanted to pause for a moment and let you know that Through the Eyes of Survivors has a shop now open. And this is a great way for you to not only help survivors of domestic violence, but also let everyone know that you will not be silent about this important cause. From t-shirts to bags to coffee mugs, we have so much to choose from. To grab your swag, head to our store at breakthesilencedv.org. That's store.breakthesilencedv.org. We can't say enough about how much we appreciate all that the community does to help support us and this organization. So we hope you've enjoyed this episode and continue to subscribe to future episodes. Thank you.